Did it pop up on your joint?
No.
On my video screen?
No.
Type in MayLay AllDay.
I did.
Do it again because it might need to refresh.
Oh no. I hit videos and then it popped up.
Okay.
But I ain't click on it.
All right. Yeah, so now if you, okay, hold on. I got to copy this. Getting my guests ready, y'all. Now you see in the chat that has that little link up there.
No, you want me to click on the video?
Yeah, click on it. You see over in the chat, it got that little says StreamYard and all that. Click on that. Yeah, now that's how you go live. So you will click on that.
Click on that now?
Yeah. Oh, well, hold on. You know what I mean? Let me just. What's up, YouTube, man? A little technical difficulty, man. It's your boy MayLay AllDay, man. And you know, y'all know I'm a big Steelers fan, man, and that's what we do, man. We busted up about the Steelers, man. And man, I've been going at it with this dude for a minute, man. We go back and forth, y'all. I'm telling you, we go back and forth, man, about these Steelers, man. And but the man do bring a lot of good information, man. And I've been trying to get him to come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on through, man. Come on through, man. So he finally agreed, man. I got my boy Mo Shep coming on through, man. We're going to talk about the Steelers, man, and Mike Tomlin, Big Ben, you know, everything that's the state of the Steelers, man. And I ain't going to front. My man got a lot of knowledge. And hopefully these bum-ass motherfuckers will see this and take some good advice, man, because this man die hard, man. So, you know what I mean? Derb, my man, his name is Mo Shep, y'all. So I'm gonna bring Mo Shep on in, man. When he gets ready, he clicks the link, he gonna come on in, man, and we're gonna bust it up and talk about these Steelers, man. So yeah, whenever you ready, Mo Shep, click that link, bro. Come on in. And we're gonna do what we do. You gotta mute the YouTube stream because it's gonna change you over to the StreamYard once you click the link. But yeah, man, right about now, man. I know my man Militant Minded out there, man. He be on top of things, man, with the Steelers, man. And I'm screaming, man, we need a new running back, man. We need a new running back, man, because although James Conner is a bull, he got a lot of heart. And that fucking man get hurt too much, man. He stay hurt. He stay hurt, man. Straight up, man. He stay hurt, man. So I'm just waiting for my man Mo Shep to click the link. When he click the link, y'all, I'm gonna bring him on up, man. And we're gonna chop it up over the Steelers, man, real decent, man. Cause we got some differences of opinion on some things, man, and you know, we'll let y'all decide, man. So yeah, I'm gonna bring him on up. What's going on, Mo Shep, man? How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I can't call it.
That's what's up, man. Hey, Shep, man. Now you know we've been going back and forth, man. What you think about? You know, I want a running back, man. I'm screaming we need a running back, man, because for real, Shep, man. The way James Conner keep going down, man, it's some bullshit, man. It's some bullshit, man. Who would you like to see added to the running back roster? Or you don't think we need a running back?
I'm gonna be real, MayLay. What difference is it gonna make? We can get Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith in their prime, and if they're not opening no holes, or the coaching staff has no commitment to the run, what difference do it make?
Yeah, but Derb, man, I mean, you know, Barry Sanders did run behind a shitty line and did the damn thing, but come on, Shep, man. You really don't think a running back can make no difference?
Not when you can't open a hole. We're struggling to get 3rd and 1s, 4th and inches, 4th and 1s. They're getting no push whatsoever. None.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. No push. We can't get. Hey, we on the goal line first and goal from inside the 1 yard line.
And throw it 4 times.
Throw the ball 4 times. Throw it to a guard at that who been on the bench all game.
Big Ben is 6'5", 250 pounds. And what, you're too fragile to quarterback sneak? Tom Brady, soft as molasses. The league don't even want to get him hit. But he's an excellent quarterback sneaker.
Hey, did you see that bullshit Teddy Bridgewater did, man, down on the goal line?
When he tried to put his arms over and yeah.
Hey, what's the name just did that quarterback sneak? Who was it, man? Damn. Somebody just did a quarterback sneak. Who played Monday night? Now, that was Buffalo. I think it was the Sunday night game. Whoever played Sunday night, man, their quarterback, was it Matt Ryan? Somebody went over the top, man. And I'm like, damn, man. He snuck it over the goal line and brought it back. You know what I mean? Tucked it back in. It was 6. But, yeah, I don't understand it. I was in the car today, dog, man, and I was listening to the sports radio, man, and the offensive coordinator, man, this motherfucker done said, damn that, man, because, you know, we've been killing them on the play calling, man, all that, them bullshit 2-yard passes and all that bullshit, man, and ain't letting nobody get open, man, and or run the pass route. They just throwing it by the line of scrimmage. Hey, man, the goddamn offensive coordinator said, shit, that ain't me, man. Since week 7, Big Ben done went rogue and been calling the goddamn plays itself, man. And I know, you know, we talked about it earlier, and you was like, man, fuck that, man. And I'm like, you know, I'm putting the blame on Big Ben if he's calling the plays, man. What you think about that?
I think Randy Sphincter is a fucking liar. Like, I'm not disputing the fact that at times Big Ben may audible out of some shit that he called, but he's telling a lie. There's no way that you haven't had control of the play calling for over 2 months and it's just now coming out. The minute you heard your name being thrown up in the shit as potentially needing fired, your play calling sucks, instinctively you would have said something to Ben about him not listening to your play calls. You would have brought it to Tomlin's attention that everything I call, he's audible and doing his own thing. This would have came to a head far before right now. There's no way you can get me to believe that.
You think he would have probably leaked it to the media to tell somebody, look, man, this is what this motherfucker's doing, man, something.
He might not have went as far as to go to the media. He would have brought it to Tomlin. And this leads me back to my very unpopular opinion that I've had for 5 or 6 years now. As you can attest to, Mike Tomlin needs fired, man. Hey, I hate to see a brother in position lose his job, but I look at things that the average people don't look at, man, and I think he needs fired. Wow. And I got a plethora of reasonings for wanting him fired.
Well, hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Last year I thought was his best coaching effort because we didn't have Big Ben, and we was 8-8. You know what I mean? We showed a lot of mettle. The defense finally, we had the killer bees all them goddamn years, man, and the defense was killing us. We putting up 34 points. We put up 42 points in the playoffs and lost at the crib, man. And then Big Ben goes down, and now the defense is shining. I mean, I'm with you, dog. I think, man, Mike Tomlin got to go, man. Like,
let's go. Hold on. Being that you said that, let's go back a couple years when we lost to Jacksonville after putting up 42 points in the playoffs at home. All right. They beat us earlier that year. During that game, Jacksonville came into the game ranked in the bottom 3 in the league against the rush, number 1 in the league against the pass. What did we do? We ran the ball 15 times and threw it 55 times. Like, that shit has to be the most retarded shit I've ever seen in my life. Fast forward to the playoffs. We put up 42 points at home in the playoffs and lose. And this stupid motherfucker fired the offensive coordinator instead of the defense coordinator.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I forgot about that, man. You're right about that, man.
Come on, man.
Put up 42 points and you fired the offensive coordinator. And if you think back to that season, a little something for the fans. Jacksonville, Buffalo, remember Buffalo squeaked into the playoffs when motherfucking Andy Dalton hit Tyler Boyd and he cut that pass with like 10 seconds to go and scored the touchdown to beat the Ravens. And Buffalo went crazy because they hadn't been to playoffs since like 93. They squeaked into the playoffs and Jacksonville beat Buffalo 10-7. They beat Buffalo 10-7, barely won. And then they came into the Berg and made Blake Bortles look like motherfucking Joe Montana and Leonard Fournette look like Emmitt Smith.
Now, granted, they had a hell of a day against us, but some of that shit was self-inflicted. Because if my memory serves me correctly, Big Ben threw a pick six and another pick that was damn near a pick six. You know what I mean? And because we turned the ball over, we put ourselves in a hell of a hole and gave them the short field or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still gave up 40-something at the crib in the playoffs. And if there was a problem, why wasn't it the defensive coordinator let go?
Yeah, you fired the offensive coordinator. And they said, you know, what was his name? Damn, man. Oh, shit. The dude went to Cleveland, man, to be the offensive coordinator. And they fired him and the head coach, the black dude.
Haley.
Yeah, Todd Haley, man. They said he was an asshole, but from him being an asshole, you know, there's a lot of rumors out here about Big Ben and him being a bona fide dickhead, you know. So Todd Haley was man enough to go at him and talk shit to him and say, look, this is what we doing. You know what I mean? Like, my shit's working, man. He had AB clicking, Le'Veon Bell clicking.
Todd Haley, whether him and Ben got along or not should have been irrelevant because Big Ben progressed under Todd Haley. Todd Haley initiated this shit with him getting the ball out of his hands quicker, so he stopped taking so many fucking hits and being a game time decision all the time or being on the shelf. But in Todd Haley's offense, even though he was getting that ball out quicker, he was still throwing it down the field. Like today, all season, all we do, except for desperation time, is everything's underneath 5 yards or closer. So you're essentially facing 11 motherfuckers in the box damn near.
No running game. Now this was one of the stats that Finkler brought up in his rant as far as Big Ben going rogue. In the first 7 weeks, in the first 5 games, we had 100-yard rusher 4 of the first 5 games. We had a 100-yard rusher.
Okay.
This year, Pittsburgh set a record because we are the only team in the history of the league to win 5 games where we had under 30 yards rushing, man. 5 games. No team ever has won 5 games with under 30 yards rushing. And so, you know what I mean? When we was talking about the linemen, is it now one thing Tomlin did, another thing which makes me want to see his head on the chopping block. You sent the Hall of Famer Mike Munchak, you let him go, the offensive line coach, man. When you seen New England up there doing what they was doing and they was having trouble, Bill Belichick brought Dante Scarnecchia, their offensive line coach, out of retirement. He got the line together. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, you know, an offensive line coach obviously is a very, very important piece to the puzzle, man. And when the Steelers let their offensive line, the Hall of Famer, one of the best guards in the history of the NFL, Mike Munchak, I don't know if he's a guard. I think he was a guard or tackle, but he's a Hall of Famer. We let him go, and he went on over to Denver. But since he been gone, our offensive line been pooped, man. Ain't nobody blocking. We ain't opening up no holes. What you think the problem is? Is it the play calling, or is it the offensive linemen just in general? Are they washed up? You know, we said we had the best line for years, or one of the best lines, and now it's, you know, are they washed up? Is it the no offensive coach, or is it the play calling that got us in a pass mode? What you think it is, Mo Shep?
I think it's a combination of everything you just mentioned. And like over the years, we've been known for smash mouth football and aggressive blitzing on D. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm like befuddled as to how and why we can't run the ball, man. I look at bum teams whose line ain't as good as ours, whose running back ain't as good as ours, yet their running game is better than ours. So naturally, that's play calling, which is your commitment to the run game. And I can't blame that shit totally on Finkter or Big Ben. If the whole world can see, you see this shit on every sports talk show, every commentator been mentioning all year, man, even when we were undefeated, if the Steelers are going to have any plans on knocking off the Chiefs or winning the Super Bowl, they have to develop a running game. All year, that's all that's been said, yet Tomlin keeps going to his politically correct post-game press conferences.
I'm sick of that shit.
Spitting out a bunch of dumb shit instead of making adjustments during the game. And at the end of the day, nothing's changing.
Nothing.
You mean to tell me if it's halftime, and you notice we only ran the fucking ball 5 times, I wouldn't give a fuck who's calling the plays, whether Big Ben's going rogue or Finkter is calling them or whatever it is. You mean to tell me in the locker room you don't pull the offensive side and say, this shit got to stop, man. We got to run the fucking ball. And you wonder, well, they'll say, we're going to supplement the running game with the short passing game. Well, the short passing game ain't shit if you never throw it deep. Now the safeties are up in the box. You got 11 motherfuckers there, so you can rush 5 or 6. That you increase the likelihood of tip balls, interceptions. If you throw the motherfucker behind him, pick sixes. Like we're essentially handcuffing our goddamn self.
Man, that's what I'm screaming because against Indianapolis, I said that, man. I told Ham that. I said, yo, man, I want us to come out, man. I don't even care if it don't connect. First play of the game, man. Throw that thing deep, man. Throw it over the top, man. At least back them off, man. And they came out and did the same shit. We was down 17 at the half. And then when we came out at halftime, they hit them over the top with a couple, like the Colts were shocked. But they could have did that in the first quarter, man, because we don't throw the ball deep. Look, Juju had – it was against – who they lose to? It was – I think it was Cincinnati.
Or
Buffalo.
the Redskins or somebody.
Yeah, maybe it was – I think it was the Redskins. Juju had 3 targets up until the fourth quarter, the start of the fourth quarter. Juju had 3 targets, 2 catches for 2 yards. Against the Colts, we had 7 completions for 19 fucking yards, man.
Let me interject this. The thing with the short passing game, there's no touch involved. So every pass you throw has to be on a rope, quick. There ain't no touch. Yet the motherfucker that you target more than anybody got the most drops in the league. So why wouldn't you, if you're going to throw quick slants and crossing routes and all of this, wouldn't it make sense to throw it to somebody that's going to catch the ball?
Right.
So I don't fault Big Ben for the play calling. I fault Big Ben for his decision making.
It's terrible.
You constantly target the person with the worst hands on the team. Not only is Deontay Johnson leading the league in drops, Eric Ebron was 3rd in the league in drops. You're constantly targeting them because you're because you're going up to the line of scrimmage with your mind made up where you're going to throw the ball, and you're throwing it in a double and triple coverage, and somebody else is wide open. Now, I don't know if he's trying to sabotage Juju's career because he know that we're in a salary cap bind and he gonna want some type of extension, and he'll, you know what I mean? He I don't know if he hating on the man's bag or what, but come on, man. This shit is ridiculous, man.
Hey, I think, man, Big Ben is 38, 39 years old, man. He been doing this thing for 17 years, man. When you look at it, man, they always saying the Steelers know how to draft wide receiver. I do believe in Ben's mind. He's saying, fuck that. I'm making these motherfuckers, man. Juju want to leave and go for the money? Fuck him, man. I got to get Deontay ready, man. I think he's hating on Juju getting the bag a little bit, but I think it's his arrogance, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just like he done had AB, Mike Wallace, Santonio Holmes, Hines Ward. He done played with a list of phenomenal wide receivers, man. So I do believe that Big Ben thinks, man, I made these dudes, man, because these dudes, when they left here, they wasn't shit. AB's down there with Tom Brady, and he's not really doing much. Now, granted, you know, he got a late jump. He was out 8 weeks and all that, but he's known to be a phenomenal workout warrior. So there's no, I don't want to hear that, no football shape. So Big Ben is probably looking at this saying, man, I made these dudes what they are. But my problem with it, dog, is that we ain't got no number 1 wide receiver, man. You know my feelings on that, man. I don't think Juju's a number 1 wide receiver. I think that Juju is one of the best number 2s in the league. We talked about this. If you take Juju and you put him in Green Bay with Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. Juju gonna eat because Juju has not had a 1,000-yard season since AB left. If you take Juju
ain't had a 100-yard game since he left. But here's the thing. I don't blame Juju. I blame Ben. Because when he left, Big Ben felt like, well, now they feel like I'm going to go to Juju all the time because he's my number one. So you chose to use him as a decoy. Every number one receiver in NFL history that was good led his team in targets from his quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give a damn who the corner was. Matt Ryan is throwing that bitch to Julio.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Dalton was throwing that bitch to AJ Green. Phillip Rivers, he's throwing that motherfucker to Keenan Allen. You name it, they're getting it. Number one receiver, Devontae Adams, I don't give a fuck. You can put 5 niggas on him. He's not going to be a decoy. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw him that rock. Tyreek Hill's getting that rock. D. Hopkins is getting that rock. Michael Thomas is getting that rock. But we want to use our number one as a decoy. Okay. For the sake of the conversation, even though I don't agree with you, let's say he ain't a number one. He's a 1A or a 2. And we'll say Deontay Johnson has the talent to be a 2. And Washington, we'll say, is a 3. All right. Last year, we had Switzer to go with that. We had Deion Kane to go with that. Coming into the draft, receiver was not a weak point for us. And although Claypool had a breakout 6-game span, did we really need to pick a wide receiver in the 2nd round when we had more obvious needs? We needed help on that offensive line. We needed help in the defensive backfield. And we need a backup quarterback. Why wouldn't they take Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts could learn the system behind Big Ben and be prepared to take over when he leaves. And Jalen Hurts instantly solves your 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 short yardage dilemma. So he helps in the run game instantly, and he gives you a future at quarterback.
Hey, man, one thing I got to do, I got to keep it 100, y'all. Man, 4 years ago, me and this dude argued left and right, man.
Yeah, you called me everything but a child of God.
He said, MayLay, we got to go ahead and draft Dak Prescott. I said, man, he's a bum, man. He's a bum. Man, we should have took Dak Prescott, man. Look what he's doing, man. We could have let Big Ben eating up the cap, man. $30 million, man. Like
41 next year.
Oh, man, we could have let him go, man, and tightened up all the needs we need. Now we looking at Bud Dupree about to leave. Okay, Highsmith might be able to do the job.
Hey, listen, and don't forget I told you before the season we should trade Bud Dupree.
Yeah, you did. And now look, he done got hurt, and now he's leaving, man.
I didn't foresee him getting hurt. I'm just saying outside linebacker in our system is replaceable. And he was playing coming into this year the best ball he's ever played, and there's a premium on pass rushers. We could have filled some of our needs.
We could have got a first-round pick, too, a first-round pick back for him, maybe. Maybe somebody would have gave one up, or a second-round pick and a player, anything, man, because now We don't have the money to sign him, man. We're not gonna be able to bring Bud back, man.
Listen, we had just this past offseason, man. You had AJ Boye go to Denver for like a 5th or 6th round pick. You had Xavier Rhodes get picked up by the Colts for like $3 or $4 million. Josh Norman got picked up for less than that. Yet our D-backs have been our weak spot for the last decade and a half. And for the life of me, I can't understand why someone like Tomlin, who made his bones as a D-backs coach, then a D coordinator, can't seem to evaluate talent at the D-back position or develop talent at the D-back position. So if that's the case, why not go get somebody
that's already good
and pay him? So we stumbled up on Joe Hayden because he wanted to come to us. Other than that, your big splash would have been you signing Steven Nelson as a free agent for $8 million a year after the Chiefs let him go and they had a record-setting horrible pass defense.
Right. They had the worst ranked pass defense, and they let that nigga go.
And we go get him as if he's a prize.
And we go get him as if he's a prize, man. Mike Tomlin needs to go, man. The goddamn front office, man. What's his name?
He need to go to the GM.
Yeah, he needed to go, man. I forget his name too, man.
Kevin Colbert.
Kevin Colbert.
He needs fired.
He needs to go, man. Finkter need to go. Can you imagine if you give Bill Belichick
this type of talent?
Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell.
I can't imagine it.
Juju, all that talent, man. And get at to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick had Chris Hogan looking like an All-American, man. Is he even in the league anymore? He torched us for 180 yards in the playoffs.
No, listen. He wasn't looking like an All-American. He was looking like an All-American against us.
Right.
It seemed like damn near every year, whenever we play Baltimore and New England and teams like that, Belichick and Harbaugh are playing chess and Tomlin's playing checkers. He plays not to lose instead of playing to win, and they make adjustments during the game. We don't. And you want to sound politically correct at the post-game press conference. The standard is the standard. We need to expect people to make routine plays routinely. Well, yeah. Coaching needs to be done routinely. You're getting paid for this shit. You're all 4th down calls, whether we go for don't or whatever, is on the head coach. Your clock management is horrible. And my biggest reason for why that nigga needs fired is anytime you consistently play down to your level of competition, and by that I mean whenever we play sub 500 teams on the road, we either lose or damn near lose. Whenever you play down to your level of competition like that, that's poor preparation. Poor preparation is 1,000% coaching, man. Ain't no, well, they overlooked them. Well, if you overlooked them, that means your coach didn't have you properly prepared.
And Mike, do you know Mike Tomlin has the worst record for losing to a team that's a double-digit underdog at the crib? He lost more games at the crib to a double-digit underdog than any coach in the history of the NFL, man.
Listen, as much as I like to go back and forth with you, I don't even need to see that stat personally to believe it. Of course I believe it. Listen, he's terrible. Now I know what some of the pundits are gonna say. Oh, well, he traded and got Minka Fitzpatrick and he helped out. Listen, on the no bullshit, that was a fucking desperation move. We're 0-3. Your fucking starting quarterback is out. What would possess you to risk giving up the next year's number 1 draft pick, knowing it might be a top 5 pick for a safety? Come on, man. It happened. It just so happened that the defense played. That might be the best I've ever seen our defense play as far as making people turn that ball over last year.
Mm-hmm. Led the league in turnovers.
No, we've led the league in turnovers before, but it wasn't like last year. Last year, them bitches wasn't just turnovers; they was turning into turnovers, and we're house calls, fumble returns, interceptions returns, you name it.
Another thing about Tomlin, he had his biggest comeback ever, 17 points against the Colts. Now that ain't nothing to sneeze at. Nice little play.
Right.
But this is the first time that's your biggest comeback ever. You never come back from shit like that before, which everybody's happy about it, which lends into the fact of what you said earlier. No halftime adjustments, man. If we don't come out and kick your ass, it's over. You can watch a Steeler game, and after the first quarter, you be like, man, we in trouble, dog.
We played the Ravens, and Big Ben had 24 yards passing at halftime, man. Listen, they had about 275 yards rushing against us. Ain't no way we should have won that game at all, man. At all. But we did.
Should have lost to Dallas, too.
Now, right, we should have lost to Dallas. But Dallas is terrible to run. Jacksonville's terrible against the run. Cincinnati's terrible against the run. Why wouldn't you come these games and tell the offensive coordinator and Big Ben, I don't care what we do, we have to establish an identity. Why not? Against Jacksonville, Connor had a good game. Averaged probably about 7-8 yards a carry. Not because they was blowing open holes, but because he's spinning out of tackles, reversing field, doing all types of shit. We get all the way down inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. Instead of rewarding him, you take him out and put a backup running back in to get a touchdown. That's like the ultimate slap in the fucking face.
That's why I told you. Connor's getting the hell out of here, man.
But Connor's not our problem, man. The problem is way deeper than Connor. Like, I don't know what it is. I think one of Tomlin's sons either went to Maryland or got recruited by Maryland, but all of a sudden, this nigga keep drafting people from Maryland. You keep drafting people from a team that ain't had a winning record 20 years.
Yeah, because he drafted Sean Davis to the 2nd round pick, and he was a bum.
Cold-blooded bum. You drafted a safety that tackle. You spent a 1st round pick on Edmonds, and on draft day, when they show your highlights, they show best highlight of your season or career, or why you was picked in whatever round you picked in. Highlight they showed Edmonds was of him and the ball being underthrown and might have got broken up. You didn't show him having good coverage not one time.
Hey, another thing, when you look at it, we got, again, if Bill Belichick had this, you got all these first rounders starting on the defense. You got
9 of them.
Cam Hayward. You got Tyson Alualu, was a first round pick in Jacksonville. You got Bud Dupree, Devin Bush. Granted, he's hurt. You got Joe Hayden. You got Terrell Edmonds. You got Minka Fitzpatrick.
TJ.
Yeah, I said TJ. 3 of our 4 D-backs is first rounders. 3 of our linebackers are first rounders. And 2 of our linemen are first rounders. There's no reason that we
should. Is a second rounder.
Right, and 2 is a second rounder. There's no reason that we shouldn't have the best defense in the world. In the world. I'm over Tomlin, man. Like him going 8-8 last year and then starting 11-0 this year. We ain't never gonna get rid of him, man.
That boils down to looking at the overall picture. What I look at is, I look at it from a collegiate standpoint. Man, being average or a little above average ain't getting it done, man. How many times have we been in? Now, granted, he got 1 Super Bowl, but he got that with the players that was left from Cowher's regime.
Yeah, that was Cowher.
How many times have we made it to the AFC Championship game and couldn't seal the deal? How many times have we lost in the playoffs? Favorite. So just because you haven't had a losing season is not that big to me, because every season, with the exception of maybe last season, because we had Duck Hodges and
Mason Rudolph
quarterback, the majority of the games we played we're favored in. So if you win a game that you're supposed to win, how much credit do you really deserve, man?
Hey, I want to touch on something, Dirk. Now, Shep, when you look at it, man, Mason Rudolph came in. He hasn't done anything. Everybody's screaming, we need a backup quarterback. We need the next guy. When Mason Rudolph was in college, man, he put up phenomenal numbers, man. He showed the big arm. Him and James Washington was looking great. They drafted both of them. Again, Mike Tomlin has failed to coach up the talent, man. And this is why. Do you realize the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have a quarterback coach?
We used to.
We don't now. We have no quarterback coach. So you got Big Ben, who's doing what he wants, who feels he don't need to get better. Tom Brady tries to get better every year, work on something he's going to try to improve on this year from the last year. Big Ben doesn't have a quarterback coach, but that's a disservice to the backup. While Big Ben's getting all the reps, the quarterback coach can be in Rudolph's ear. Now look, what you see on this. Tell me what you see. No, well, this is what you should be looking for. He has no quarterback coach, man. And that's crazy to me, man.
Let me say this. With the talent we have on defense, right? What is the number one thing they always say about Belichick? When you face Belichick in the playoffs,
he's taking away your number one thing you want to do.
Right, and makes you play left-handed. Whenever teams play us, whatever they do best, they still do it.
Right.
Just use the other night, for example, when we played Buffalo. The whole world knows Joe Hayden wasn't playing. So why the fuck wouldn't you double team Stephon Diggs? Have you ever heard of, I'm going to put somebody on him and a safety over the top to make sure that if anybody beat us, it won't be this motherfucker.
Right.
What did they do? He killed us. No matter who it is. You know our D-backs ain't that great in coverage. They get the benefit of the best pass rush in football. But yet when we're playing against superstar receivers, you never help them out. Like, what kind of sense did this make, man?
Hey, that's the same thing all them years, man, when we got to the AFC Championship and New England beat the slop out of us, and Gronkowski had 190 yards receiving or something like that, man. You know that was all they had. And you knew they was going to Gronk, man.
Gronk's averages against the Steelers, I'm willing to jump out there and bet right now, are the best numbers by a tight end against any one team in particular in NFL history.
Hey, I'd be willing to agree with you. Hey, Mo Shep, man, I brought my man Nate the Great on, man. What's going on, Nate?
Salute y'all, man. Happy New Year's, man. Salute,
Happy
man.
New Year's, bro.
Salute to the panel, too, man.
What you feeling about these Steelers, Nate? What you seeing, man, coming from NYC, man? What you seeing, Nate?
Traditionally, I've known Pittsburgh to be a more of a running team, like the strong backs like Jerome Bettis and them. Like, they had they always had wide receivers, so that was even Hines Ward, and it was a lot. Like I like that they had a decent combo at that time because they always had a strong running game with it too. So, but it's like the running game lately has been suspect. Other than that, the Steelers have always been a decent team to me. I mean, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I watch football.
What's your favorite team, Nate?
The main team I was running with was New England, but I'm mostly I can't say a Tom Brady fan, but I followed Tom Brady. I seem like when I seen them go to Tampa Bay, I said,
fuck around and end our friendship coming up on here talking about you's a New England fan, man.
Man, listen, I went back to his first Super Bowl, man. Like, shoot, man, Julius Seau and all of them. Like, I was a fan because they showed promise, man. Like, and I was like, all right, well, Pittsburgh ain't no slouches. There's always been good, decent teams that have always, shot. Like, sometimes there's been certain seasons where you be like, oh, shoot, a team you wasn't expecting to at least even make the wild card that made the wild card. Oh, okay, it's promise yet, But the Steelers, they've been good up until recently. It's mostly they run game. They have no run game, really. It's like, I granted y'all got a good pass game, but you need a balance when you playing any type of sport, man. Whether it's football, basketball, you always need a specific balance on everything, man.
See, that's what happens, man, when you have people. See, man, we diehard Steelers fans, man. We critique. There's times when you say, you know what? Ain't nothing we could do, man. We was outgunned. It was our ass. Or, man, we played a hell of a game. You had them moments. But as a diehard Steelers fan, man, okay, if you're not a diehard Steelers fan, you say, oh, man, Steelers 11-0, they balling. We seen this shit coming, man. We seen this shit coming, man. They damn near went 11-0 and then 0-5 because I do believe Cleveland gonna beat them tomorrow, man.
I mean, shit, we playing our JV team. Shit, they better win.
They're fighting for
because I forgot there's no Ben Roethlisberger in this game. So
shit, not just Big Ben. Joe Hayden got the corona. He ain't playing.
Damn.
Cam Hayward ain't playing. TJ Watt ain't playing. Pouncey ain't playing.
So they basically, if the Browns don't win that game, then that proves to me I was right about Baker Mayfield. He was just an overhype, man. Like, you can't beat a team that don't got half of their star players like that. You know, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we've seen it happen. We've seen certain teams. Oh, we should have this, man. They ain't got nobody, and them nobodies end up winning the game. Like it's been proven countless times, but it could be a toss up tomorrow, man. But it honestly, in my opinion, even on book, it should be an easy win for Baker. But if he don't win, hey,
If he don't win, they're gonna roast his ass. You can believe that.
oh yeah. I've noticed that every star player or every player that's been overhyped eventually meets their downfall and ridicule. Like, look at Johnny Manziel and a few other ones. Like, they was big hype names because they was doing something in college, and they get in the NFL, and like you proved like you just an average quarterback, or you just a average quarterback with a good situation. That's it. But you can't utilize the situation, man.
Well, let me ask you this, Nate.
Like, look,
Hey, Nate, let me ask you a question. Who you think is the NFL MVP this year? Who you think's the NFL MVP this year?
That's a toss-up. It's been a crazy season, like I said, man. A lot of surprises that really threw me off. So, but I could give MVP technically to Mahomes right now. There's only because the Chiefs was doing so damn good. It's like, damn, like, well, there was another team I was scared about. Like, well, damn, is anybody gonna beat them? You know, like it's just like it was. But
who you think the MVP?
I could say Mahomes for that.
I think Aaron Rodgers deserved the MVP.
Why you say?
He's leading the league in touchdown passes.
He got like 40-something, don't he?
Yeah, he got 40-something touchdowns and something crazy like 4 or interceptions or some shit. He got the highest passer rating. The team is first in red zone, scoring, leading the NFL in scoring.
Do they have the number 1 seed?
If they win, they got it.
Okay.
And they're like second and third down efficiency. And for real, he got one weapon, man. Now, Mahomes is having a phenomenal season, but that nigga got a plethora of weapons, man. He got nothing but weapons out there.
Hey, you know, it's crazy because it's like every year anymore, the MVP is always a quarterback. Like, I thought last year the MVP, to me, Lamar had a hell of a year, but to me, he still wasn't the best quarterback. He just had a hell of a year for a running quarterback, and nobody expected it. I thought the MVP should have been Derrick Henry, myself, but they ain't even looking at running backs no more. But this is one of them years, man, where, you say, if you take Aaron Rodgers off of Green Bay, man, and even if you swapped out Aaron Rodgers for Russell Wilson or any other quarterback, I don't think Green Bay would have the success they had, man. Like, Aaron Rodgers is out there smoking, man. So I go ahead and give Aaron Rodgers the MVP too, because like you said, this motherfucker got one weapon. You don't even know who his tight end is. Was it Jimmy Graham? He ain't doing shit.
No, Jimmy Graham's in Chicago. His tight end name is Robert Tonyan and Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. He got
Mercedes Lewis, damn near our age.
He got Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. And the thing about it is Devontae Adams is getting double coverage. You watch some of the passes that he's catching, and Aaron Rodgers is dropping dimes in on the double coverage, man. He's hitting him on the money. So when he catch that thing, he's throwing it, he's throwing him open. He's hitting him where he could catch it and scoop. Aaron Rodgers is playing some phenomenal football this year, man. So I would say Aaron Rodgers be the MVP too, man.
Yeah, you know what it is though, because I don't know. This could be his last season if as far as Aaron Rodgers is concerned. He might be, because there's a few of them. Like I said, there's not too many of them in that class that's really left. It's just a lot of the young ones now. So It's
Yeah.
like the game is like how the NBA is. You're gonna have your greats. You might have some of them that's still going, maintain the longevity until the end time, and then you're gonna have some that don't get the chance to get but so far.
Well, I know
So
Aaron Rodgers, man, the way they protecting the quarterback, man, he's only 36 years old, and he got 2 more years left on the contract that's looking to pay him $35 million. I know he's not going to walk away. And there ain't too many quarterbacks that will retire. I think if Drew Brees don't get back into form, man, I think Drew Brees I don't know if he's 41 years old, man. I don't know if you can heal from 11 fractured ribs, man, in this time frame. And he took a hit in the last game, man. He got laid out, man.
Listen.
yeah, I was looking and said, damn, man, when you and see, yeah, they say when you do get older, yeah, it's more harder to come back from certain injuries, because it's the healing process, man. You gotta let your body heal. Like when it comes to your ribs, your legs, even your arm, you can rehab and do whatever, but the main thing your body is going to need, if you even think about doing anything else, you're gonna have to rest. Like, all right, look, let me just sit back, relax now. You rehab your injuries, but ribs, those are the main thing you need, because if you can't breathe, you could possibly die on the field.
Hey, and week 17, when he should be resting for real,
Yeah.
he might got to throw it 50 times because all their running backs is out.
Kamara got the COVID.
Kamara got the COVID, and all the other running backs are on that watch list because they was in close contact with him.
Now, what's going on with Michael Thomas, Shep? Is he hurt? I mean, I know they suspended him for the first 2 games for detrimental conduct to the team.
They say his ankle's fucked up. So I guess they put him on IR just to rest up for the playoffs.
So he ain't playing tomorrow either.
No, he's out. They're moving Ty Montgomery to running back, and he was in the wide receiver room. That's why he didn't have to sit out, and bringing up some niggas off the practice squad or whatever.
Who do the Saints play?
Carolina.
Oh, yeah, they should still be able to knock them off, man.
Yeah, because Carolina ain't.
They only beat them by 3 last time they played them.
Where they playing them at? Carolina.
I ain't sure.
Yeah, they're playing them in Carolina because I think when they played the first time, didn't Teddy Bear? Didn't they play in the Mercedes-Benz Dome? I think it was.
No, Mercedes-Benz Dome is in Atlanta.
No, they both got the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Oh. They're playing in Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So now they might have their hands full, man. Because one thing about week 17, it's odd because you got teams that are in. Well, one thing about it, there's only one team out of all of them that has locked up their position, and that's Kansas City. The rest of the seeds can change, man, with week 17. So this is a outlier. Normally that don't happen. But then you got them teams and them dudes, man, that, okay, I'm playing for the Jets. My contract's up. I got to put something on film this last game of the year, man. You think a lot of guys has already got their vacations planned. They can't wait for the game's over so they can hit the beach somewhere, hit the islands, see Miguel. And, some dudes is out here saying, man, I got the ball out today, man. I think tomorrow there's going to be some upsets. There's going to be some blowouts. I think the Steelers going to get blowed out, man.
Hey, we might. I think 2 things might happen, man, that shouldn't happen. I think whoever the fuck that John Wolford is for the Rams is going to come out slinging that motherfucker.
Goff ain't playing. He got a broken thumb, don't he?
Yeah, Goff's out, and they got to win to get in. And I think that they might be able to upset the Cardinals with whoever the fuck Wolford is. And
your boy got his knees hurt. Kyler Murray. His knee
Nah,
got
he ain't seemed like it was hurt last week, but
he got hurt on the last play of the game.
oh well, he playing, so and he
Yeah,
ain't got no injury distinction, so I ain't giving him no excuse. And after that fucking post game shit that J.J. Watt said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans try to knock the Titans off, man.
What'd he say?
Man, all types of shit about, man, if you ain't got the type of pride, regardless of your fucking record, to come out here and do your job, you don't need to be here. That type shit. Cussing and everything.
Hey, man, J.J. Watt, man. Now, you know what? He done made a lot of money. He done been a, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He got a Hall of Fame career. Man, go on, man, and act the fool, man, and try to come on to Pittsburgh and play with Baby Bride, man. Come on, man, J.J. Watt, man. Come on over to Pittsburgh, man. J.J. Watt, Stephon Tuitt, and Cam Hayward coming after the quarterback, man, with your brother TJ right behind you. Oh my goodness, man. Come on, JJ. Come on to the Berg, man, and join your brother. Both his brothers is already in Pittsburgh, man. Pull a LeVar Ball, man, and come to Pittsburgh, man, and get the Watt brothers, man. Big baller brand in Pittsburgh, man. Hey.
That shit would look good.
White Whiteys, man. Shit, man. Call White Watts, man. The White Watsons, man. Shit, man. Let them come to town, man, and do the damn thing, man. Because JJ, man, I feel bad for Deshaun Watson down there, man. I feel bad for him, man. The way they traded Hopkins like that, man, for a bag of baseballs and empty peanut shells, man.
Yeah, but that goes to show you sometimes they'll do that though. Like certain teams, they'll sell you a lemon in the dream.
I ain't mad at them for based on their situation for getting rid of D-Hop. I'm mad that you didn't get nothing for him. Like you got the baddest motherfucker in the league probably, and you didn't even get a fucking first round pick
or like second round pick. What they got, a third round pick in David Johnson?
I don't know what they got, but whatever it was, it wasn't nowhere near enough. When Minnesota got a first and some change for fucking Stephon Diggs, which I think was a good move for both teams for real.
Yeah, Jefferson on.
Yeah, like Oakland got 2 first rounders for Amari Cooper. They got 2 first rounders for Amari Cooper, and you didn't get nothing for D-Hop. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's just, you know what it is? It's almost like with basketball. Like I don't see how some people could, don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of diehard Knicks fans, but I'll be like, they get specific, they be having specific, like, okay, we could get these pieces. And they don't pull the trigger. It's like they scared if they pull the trigger, it ain't gonna happen for them. Like I was thinking about when they had this opportunity to get KD that year. They could have got KD and Kyrie that year on the Knicks. Actually, they didn't shoot that gun.
Hey,
no, it's like that with football sometimes too. They won't shoot the gun.
James Dolan, man, the owner of the Knicks, is notoriously known to be a fuck up. And boys around the league, man, through their agents and all that, man, they know, man, don't go to the Knicks, man.
Hey, with all due respect, though, they should have had both of them niggas. And KD, they said, was under the impression that they were going to the Knicks. Kyrie pulled that sucker shit at the last moment and went to Jersey. So KD said, fuck it, that's his man. We said we was going to hook up and went to Jersey. But
yeah, ain't Kyrie from New Jersey?
Yeah, he from Newark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said him and his dad used to go to Nets games all the time.
Yeah, he from Newark.
Yeah, but
so you gotta say Newark. It's Newark. New Jersey people say Newark.
Hey, that's where Mike Brights is CEO of the YMCA in Newark.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. He like the second or third in charge for all the YMCAs in the whole country.
Damn, he doing big things then.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up with his son? Is he still hooping? Is he in high school, college? What's going on? I know he was hooping there.
Shit, the one shit got to be his oldest got to be out of college. The next one, I think the next one might still be in high school. I ain't sure. Pierre's son is balling for Colorado State.
Pierre Roddy.
Yep.
Is he?
Yep, named David. Putting in work too.
I ain't know that. You let that one get by me. What position he play?
2 guard.
Oh, he's a hooper.
Yeah, but he was a high top recruit in high school in football too. But he chose hoop.
Wow.
You know, that's a good thing though, man. Like when you could be top, you could be a top prospect in either or sport. Because I knew some people out here too like that. Like they was getting top recruits trying to get them for either football, basketball. I had one dude that was so good at baseball and football, he could have actually been playing both right now.
Hey, that's what your boy, the quarterback for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. He was a first-round pick in baseball. In first-round pick. I mean, I know, if you.
Yeah, that's the only thing because I knew somebody like that lived in my building. He was supposed to be a top prospect at one point, but hey, once you get there or once you get somewhere near there, if things don't go right, man, it's basically over. Or you won't have to just go somewhere else and try to make a name for yourself, basically. Like,
yeah, you get stuck in the minor leagues, it's over.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. He almost made the roster. But they left him back on the, and it was just sitting there. He was like, he's like, I'm so upset right now. He's like, because the way they giving it to me is like, I'm good, but I ain't good enough to be where I should be. And sometimes that kind of discourages people too when you're trying to move a step higher, especially when you feel you that good or talented in something. Hey, well, it's you're good, but you definitely good. But
from,
I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, what part?
I'm on Coney Island.
Oh,
Coney Island styling.
You ain't one of them Flatbush niggas, huh? You don't fuck with Casanova? You ain't no Flatbush nigga, huh?
I'm a Brooklyn nigga. I fuck with Brooklyn, period. I fuck with all 5 boroughs, actually.
So you a big Marbury fan then?
Like Marbury used to live in my hood, yeah. Shoot. I know his family and all of that, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, you Coney Island, you got to be Marbury.
See, because
we went to.
You know what it is? Like somebody was sitting there saying the same thing one day, was like, yo, y'all bred a lot of ball players out there, man. He said, I gave you that much. Like the main thing, y'all bred a lot of players, period, whether it's football, basketball, because that's all we had to do during the winter. Like we as kids coming up, that's what we had during the winter and during the spring. And even in summertime, we was running some sort of sport. So, you sit
man,
there.
That's everywhere, though, Nick.
Huh?
That's everywhere, man. That's all we got.
But some of these kids now. Yeah, but some of these kids now, like this generation, some of them, they more stuck on their games and everything else. They don't really be out. You got the small handful that'll be out and about, like really balling all day. Yeah. But everybody else is, I'm a ball for a little bit. Game. Yeah, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like, see, like when we was coming up, we was balling.
They don't play nothing. You be like, what you play? Call of Duty? Oh, man, sport. Man, I don't play no sports. I ain't in time for all that running. Coach yelling at me. I put a hole in his head. I ain't doing that shit.
Right. Nigga being 7th grade, 6'6", talking about he played Call of Duty.
Nah, but that's the sad part though, because see, like I was coming up, it didn't matter if we was playing team sports or just recreational, man. we used to ball all damn day. Like my generation, we was balling all day. Didn't matter if it was baseball, football, soccer, whatever. We was doing something because that's the main thing to do to stay the fuck out of trouble.
Yeah.
We ain't played no soccer.
What you know what it is? We played soccer occasionally, but that just goes to show you we was doing everything sport wise out here, just to either make a name for themselves or just
Something
we trying to show people like it's people that it's talent that come out everywhere, But it was crazy because we had to. I remember before the baseball stadium got over here, that used to be the biggest field. We used to run football all day from early morning to niggas had to go get the damn generators out. Like we used to wild out,
So you a Mets fan?
Nah, I'm not a Mets. I'm a Yankees fan.
No, that's right, baby. Hey, there we got another one. We Yankee fans too, baby.
Yeah, but I know a lot of time niggas from Queens or Brooklyn might like the Mets for some reason.
Yeah, the Mets is
it's some people. Yeah, it's some people I know too that are Mets fans. Like they die hard, they jerseys, hats, and you be like,
they like
I don't
the
see
Mets
how you could be
Jets.
a Mets fan. Like,
Queens and Brooklyn be liking the Mets and Jets.
Nah, I don't. The only New York team I go for is the Yankees. I'm sorry. I love my city. I love my state and all, but I ain't had no hope.
You don't like Big Blue, Nate? You don't like Big Blue? Lawrence Taylor? Harry Carson? You never liked the Giants?
Nor the Jets.
Yeah,
so hey, come to football, I was never I couldn't be none of these fans, man. Like one time I tried to give my hopes up for the Giants before they actually won the championship, they blew it. Just like how the Knicks blew it. I'm like, I can't do this shit. I can't do it, man.
Man, check it out, man. When you was kids, man, a lot of times when we was kids, man, sports ain't like it is today, man. When we was kids, man, like we would get the Steelers, but then the other game you would see would be the team that's good. Like you didn't have all these outlets to see all the other teams, man. So whoever was good, that's who they put the light on, man. And then our high school, man, our uniforms, man, we kind of looked at because our school was the Rams, and we kind of looked like the Los Angeles Rams, man. So when Eric Dickerson was doing that thing, man, we loved the Rams. And then here come Walter Payton, man. Then you had motherfuckers talking about, man, I'm a Bears fan. With a lot of front runners.
Hey, don't forget, being that Montana came from our high school, they was pumping that 49er shit at us too.
They was, man. I never bought that one though, man, because Joe never came back, man. I eventually though, Joe's my guy, man. Joe's my guy. Salute to Joe Montana, man. I got a few pictures with the dude, man. That's my guy, man. But in middle school and all that, man, I was mad at him, man, because everybody was saying, man, Joe don't come back. He don't do nothing for the kids. But then I really fell in love with Joe Montana when I found out, man, the reason why he ain't come back, man. Because our high school was known for dicking niggas around, doing them dirty, man. On our high school team, Nate, we had two dudes on the same squad, man. One made it to the NFL, but the one dude went to Notre Dame, which was at that time, they was number one in the country. They had Jerome Bettis. He played with Jerome Bettis, Ricky Waters. And we had another dude right under him, went to Penn State, was an all Big Ten cornerback, played with Kajana Carter and all them when Penn State had their last undefeated team. And on that team as well in high school, we had 5 other dudes go D1. We had like 7, 8 dudes played college football on a huge mega to big time to decent level. And we didn't make the goddamn playoffs, dog, because the coach wasn't utilizing shit right. And then there was other brothers on the bench that should have been getting ticked that wasn't, man. And listen, Joe Montana, man, let me tell you about Joe Montana, dog. In high school, there was a dude, his name was Keith Bassey. He was the quarterback. They had Joe Montana on the bench, right? So it was the crosstown rival was Monessen, man. in Monessen High School, that's where the boxing champ Michael Moore came from and all that. Monessen had their own tradition.
Yeah.
A lot of brothers, man. Monessen known for big time high school football to a degree. Well, they was beating our team's ass, man. We was Ringo High School. They was beating us 34-7, man. The quarterback got hurt. Now, his dad was a lawyer, big time. He got hurt. They put Joe Montana in at halftime, man. The first time Joe ever got any tick, dog. And he brought us the fuck all the way back, man. And the final score was 34-34, man. And the comeback kid, the legend of Joe Montana, was born right then and there over in Monessen at Memorial Stadium, man. And Joe Montana been having comebacks and all that. And if you ask me, Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback of all time, man, because, yeah, Tom Brady got 6 Super Bowls. The first one, he was along for the ride. He didn't do a goddamn thing.
He got kind of put in that situation.
He had the tuck rule where that shit was clearly a fumble. Charles Woodson sacked him. They said it wasn't no fumble. Adam Vinatieri kicked the greatest field goal in the history of football, a 45-yarder with 2 feet of snow on the ground in a driving snowstorm, man. He put that through. In every game that they won, except for this last couple, but them first 4, every Super
Bowl. Whoa. What you mean except for the last couple? The last couple was fucking gimmies. If all Atlanta got to do is take a knee or run the ball or anything, kick the field goal.
What I'm saying is that against Atlanta, Tom Brady had to put in work to come back. It didn't come down to no last second field goal. They scored a touchdown in overtime. He did do the winning drive. And
it should have got to overtime.
You're right, but what I'm saying is that it wasn't the field goal kicker making the pressure kick. The first 4 was a field goal kicker. And then the other one that he got, fucking
Seattle had the worst play call ever in the history of football.
Malcolm Butler got that interception. All they had, it was first and goal from the 2. That was first and goal from the 4. They gave the ball to Beast Mode. He got it to the 1-yard line.
And then they threw it.
From the 1. They threw the ball, and dude picked it off. I'll never forget it. I snapped the fuck out, man, because that was the Super Bowl that got him past Joe Montana, man.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I believe in my heart that had they ran that ball, Belichick told him to let him score. Because if they would have scored, they would have got the ball back and still had a chance to tie it. Beast Mode had 120-something yards, averaging damn near 5 yards a carry, and you go throw the fucking ball from the 1-yard line.
Hey, let me ask you this, Shep. What did you feel about the game on – that's who it was. It was Sunday night when Derek Carr jumped over the top. He squazzed the ball over the inline and brought it back. What did you think about John Gruden telling them not to score the touchdown? Took a knee. The dude, Jacobs, was going to get ready to go in the end zone. He slid on his butt, didn't score the touchdown.
And played for the field goal?
Kicked the field goal, went up by 2. I could see if the field goal would have put you up by 3 or 4. It only put you up by 2.
Listen.
And then they turned around and lost the game. What do you think about that? Was that horrible coaching? Or let me just say one more thing. Or was John Gruden right for doing that because had they scored the touchdown, they would have been up by 5, and the touchdown would have got them where they needed to go. But
it'd been more time on the clock.
Yeah, it'd been more time on the clock, but it proved kind of like he was right in doing that. He just should have had Derek Carr run around a little bit before he took that last knee because he didn't have no faith in his defense, and they proved him to be right. So was it a terrible play, or should he have scored the touchdown?
I'm going to say this. The only way I could agree with him would have been if you run it all the way down to where when you kick that field goal to go up 2, there's not enough time for any type of drive whatsoever. If that would have been the case, I would agree with it. Otherwise, Nah, fuck that. I'm scoring that touchdown. And if you go 80 plus yards in under a minute to beat me, I deserve to lose.
Right. That's what I'm thinking because, you know, it's easy to get in field goal range, man. You know, you kick off, they take the knee at the 25. Now, you know, they're in that prevent, which prevents the win. A 10-yard out, catch it, get out of bounds. We're at the 35. A 15-yarder across the middle, man. We're at the 50 now. Now you just need about 15 yards. You're in field goal range.
And don't forget, any type of fucking penalty, that's your ass.
Yeah. They'll send your ass right back. Those penalties will send you back.
Right. Any type of pass, you could throw a joint and get a 35-yard pass interference call, and it might be a fucked up call. But it don't matter because the team's still in field goal range.
All right, I want to switch speeds, fellas, man. I want to jump into college football. Yesterday, Nate, man, Shep, we was on the phone, man. He had me so mad I just hung up, man, because we was talking about Ohio State, which is my boys. Salute to Ohio State. He's a Penn State fan, so that's why he's mad. But
I ain't mad at all.
Well, you should be when they started out 0-5, 0-6.
Why?
Anyway, let me say this. Dabo Swinney made a comment and said, man, Ohio State don't even deserve to be in the playoff. They only played 6 games. How can you give them such a lofty ranking when everybody else is out here playing 10, 11 games? They only play 6 games. They don't deserve to be in the playoff. And right on cue, Ohio State beat the fuck out them boys, man. Now, whether we play 6 games or 10, 11 games, the onlookers looked at that and said, man, these boys are strong. We can see that they're strong. So they put them in the playoff, and they beat their ass, man. What do you think is going to happen when Ohio State plays Alabama?
I'm going to say this.
It's going to be a good game. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to definitely be a good game.
I'm going to say this. Talent-wise, Ohio State can match up with Bama, talent-wise. And I feel like the only reason why they were able to get out on Clemson like that is because they were able to dominate the line of scrimmage. And they're not going to dominate the line of scrimmage against Bama. So it's going to come down to the skill position players making plays and whoever can play mistake-free football. But can they win? Yeah. I'm not an O State fan, but I'm a Big Ten fan. So I hope they beat Bama because I'm tired of Bama. But it's going to be tough.
Hey, I'm going to say this, man. You know, I think that when you look at the situation, we got Alabama tough in the trenches. Ohio State is decent to tough in the trenches. But when you look at the skill position players, man, we got the better quarterback because he brings the element of running. The boy was, 22 or 28 for 398 yards with 6 TD passes. He balled out.
Right.
Our wide receivers versus Alabama's secondary is a complete mismatch, man. We got Olave, but we got Nick Saban, who's going to Nick Saban's not going to let Olave eat us up, man. That's where his bread is butter. He's a defensive coach. And I think that our running back, Trey Sermon, been running hard. He's looking good, but I think, man, to run the ball against Alabama, you got to have Ezekiel Elliott. You got to have somebody that got some speed because they're going to get to the ball. They're physical. They're big. They're NFL caliber players. And I don't think he's going to run roughshod over them with that tough Tony shit. And I think that Alabama is probably going to beat them by about 21 points, man. I really do. And I hate to say that, man, but I just don't think we're going to be able to go point for point with Alabama, man. And one thing about Nick Saban, He's a big game coach, man. He other than Deshaun Watson, ain't nobody really kicked his ass in the big game. And Derb, I just want
to say, is your memory fucked up?
Wow.
Trevor Lawrence beat the fuck out of Alabama, man, as a freshman.
Yeah, but Alabama didn't have nothing.
Why they're in the national championship game? What you mean they ain't have nothing? They
didn't have nothing. They had Jalen Hurts under center, man. They had Jalen Hurts under center.
They had Tua under center.
No, they didn't.
They did so.
Oh yeah, they did. That's right. Tua was coming off of ankle surgery, though, man. He wasn't all way right, man.
Man, Tua don't run the ball no way. So yeah, he was right.
But Tua wasn't a runner, but he moved around in the pocket. He would pick up a first down. Tua was coming off of ankle surgery, Derb. I can't let you
MayLay. That. Listen, Bama got the best receiver in college football this year.
They do.
That motherfucker was on that team along with Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, the whole nine.
Right.
They was loaded, man. I'm not making not one excuse for them motherfuckers. None.
Hey, I understand all that, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Tua was hurt. He wasn't full tilt, man.
All right, well, if that's the case, and Nick Saban is as great as everybody claims him to be, he shouldn't have played him. If you're hurt, don't play.
This is the Shep that I was looking for right here. There it is. You see the anger, you see the emotion. That's the Shep that I wanted to come
for real. Nigga, if you're hurt, don't play.
Nah,
we're
man.
Not making no excuses.
Everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt at the end of the year, man. You might not be injured, but everybody's hurt and nicked up, man. You got to go, man.
So stop making excuses for him. And listen,
I'm not making excuses, man. I'm just keeping it 100. My man, Militant Minded, I'm going to put his comment up there. He said, Olave from Ohio State is just as good as Smith from Bama. Militant, you know I roll with you, but
Smith, Olave's good. He ain't as good as Smith, but he's good.
Hey, you see how they did that fuck shit, man? Now, if you would look at Alabama, man, I would say Najee Smith should have been on the Heisman ballot before Max Smith, the quarterback. You know what I mean? Najee should have been on there, and they did that punk shit because they want Trevor Lawrence to win the Heisman.
Listen, no. Back up, MayLay. Back up. What? Najee's last name is Harris.
My bad, Harris.
And Mac's last name is Jones. But
Mac Jones, okay.
Listen. If you look at Mac Jones's numbers,
they're great. That
motherfucker got numbers better than any quarterback ever in the history of Bama. That motherfucker deserves to be there, man.
You're not saying much when you say that in the history of Bama because they really haven't had great quarterbacks. One thing Bama's not known for is great quarterbacks.
Was Tua a great Bama quarterback?
He's one like the only one.
Well, his numbers is better than Tua's.
Yeah, but I'm saying if my numbers are better than one person's, you said the history of Bama.
All right, I just added that for extra emphasis so you would understand me.
Listen, you see what he's doing, y'all? This is what we go through, man. He said he got the best numbers of quarterbacks in the history of Bama, but Bama only got really one good. They got two good quarterbacks in their history, man. Joe Namath from 1960s and Tua. You look at Bama through all them years, man, they've been out there having dudes that ain't even quarterbacks that don't even get to the NFL, and they was winning national championships.
All right, granted, when Tua had his great season for Bama,
he should have won the Heisman.
Did he get invited to the Heisman?
Yeah.
Then if Mac Jones's season is better than his, he should be invited to the Heisman as well.
That's not necessarily true.
Why not? You had one of the best seasons ever in the history of college football.
Hey, man, I swear, man, me and my man Militant Minded is that's my guy, man, because Justin Fields is better than Mac Jones, dog. Justin Fields is better than him.
Justin Fields is a hell of a quarterback, and I'm not disputing that. But the one reason why that I disagree when you say that Nick Saban ain't gonna let Olave beat him. The reason why I say that is he feels like he got the best cornerback in the country right now, and he might jump out there and trust that nigga can cover Olave, and Olave go ahead and put in work on him.
Hey, listen, Olave is hands down, or I'm gonna say Fields is their best weapon, but a skill position other than the quarterback, Olave is Ohio State's best weapon.
Right, and he's a hell of a receiver.
Yeah, I feel as if Nick Saban puts Patrick Surtain Jr. the second on him, he gonna lock him up, man. That boy's a top 5 pick, man.
Have you noticed the type of scoring that Bama's defense been giving up this year?
Yeah, big points, man. They've been in a lot of shootouts, man.
Right. So why do you feel like he's gonna lock something up? Obviously, he ain't been locking them up.
Water. I think that the SEC, got more skilled players, man. And with this COVID, man, it's been a lot of shit don't happen, man.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Other than Kyle Trask at Florida, name me one good quarterback Bama played against this year.
What's his name from the boy from A&M?
Man, that nigga can't throw. That nigga averaged probably 200 yards a game.
New Pink.
You talking about Kellen Mond?
Yeah, Kellen Mond from IMG.
Yeah, what the fuck he average? 200 yards a game? You can't name a receiver on that team.
I can name the running back.
Yeah, but Surtain ain't covering no running back.
All right. Well, I don't know, man. It just been a crazy year, man. The way LSU came out this year, a lot of boys didn't know even if there was going to be a college football season, man. I think it was just a bad year for college football. You got the Big Ten playing half a season, the Pac-12 playing half a season, man. Like, it's just a bad year because of the COVID, man. But I just think that Alabama, this is a bad matchup. Ohio State, that's my team, man. I ain't into rooting against my boys, but this is a bad matchup for us. It's going to happen the way it didn't matter who Alabama played, man. They was going to win this thing, man. They too strong, man. They too strong all the way around the board, man. Like, they really don't have no weaknesses, man. What you think the score is going to be? Can Ohio State, do they have a chance to beat them?
Of course they got a chance to beat them. Listen, I think it's going to come down to whichever one of them is able to establish their run game is going to be victorious.
Militant, come on up, baby. I'm going to drop the link for you, man. Come on up, man. You think it's going to be a low-scoring game?
No, fuck no.
That's what Militant said. He think it's going to be a low-scoring game, man. I think it's going to be around 42-24, something like that, man. Ohio State might get a late touchdown to make it look good.
Hold on. A lot of this is going to depend on how healthy Fields is. Because you notice after he took that controversial hit, he didn't even try to run the ball no more.
Yeah, he was done.
But they're going to need him to, Bama struggles with mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's their Achilles heel.
Right. So they're going to need Fields to run that rock.
Because one thing about Alabama, and I think that the SEC is guilty of it, man. I don't know why, but it seemed like the great quarterbacks avoid going to the SEC, man. I don't know if it's because the defenses are so fast and great. Like if somebody gets in them quarterbacks' head and say, listen, you don't want to go to that SEC, man, because you fuck your draft stock up playing down there, man. Go to the Pac-12 where these boys are it's all West Coast warm weather, man, beach boys and all that shit, man. Go to the Big Ten. Like the best quarterbacks to me don't go to the SEC because they don't want to see them great defenses, man. You can
Bama just got the #1 quarterback recruit in the country, man. He's
Okay.
backing up Mac Jones right now.
I said in the history, man. In the history.
Man, shit, them niggas done got Tim
Yo.
Tebow,
Miller.
Cam Newton,
What's up,
all
man?
that
Can
shit.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, I'm a major football head, man. But tomorrow, I mean, was it on the 11th? I
Yeah,
believe
I think that's a Monday.
It's gonna be a tight one. It's gonna be. I think Bama got this, man. You can't sleep on Nick Saban. I mean, he too like.
Hey, me and Mo Shep, man, we go at it all the time. He said Dabo Swinney is the best coach in college football, and I give Dabo a lot of credit because
I like Dabo. He's too political. He's very into religion too much. I'm not. Can't mix the two sometimes, you know.
I mean, I feel you on that, but I don't know how much that plays into the X's and O's of football and the decisions that are made. I don't like Dabo because he's to me, man. I don't know. Maybe it's the Southern stuff, man. I don't know. To me, he come across, man, like one of them white guys, man, that feel he got to change everybody. Like, you know, like I can save you, bro, but you know, you come here. He just strikes me as that type of person because some of the shit that he says, man, like.
Let me ask you a question, MayLay, not to cut you off. What do you think about top high school athletes attending black colleges? You think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. Shep, man, you go ahead first. What you think about Deion Sanders getting that head coaching gig in the black players, pulling the rug out from under these white universities and going to play for the black schools? Because you know the NFL gonna find you if you're great. What you think about that? Is that going to hurt them for their, as far as the training and the regimen and things that you get playing at these big universities, the top medical staffs? You know, the way them boys are catered to. Is it a good move, or is it a foolish move, or is it a good move that they can build on to maybe bring these schools back and get them TV deals and shit like that? What you think about that?
I think it all depends on which school you go to and which position you play. And I'm gonna give you an example. The Lackawanna College up there by Philly, right, had the #1 JUCO cornerback in the country. And he signed with Georgia, but he just decommitted and went to Jackson State, where prime time is at. As a defensive back, you're not going to get college coaching like you can get learning from Deion Sanders all spring, all summer, all year. However, if you play a different position, say running back or quarterback
or tackle,
right now, Deion has assessed a good coaching staff with former NFL players, et cetera, et cetera. So, although they may get decent enough coaching to justify going to that smaller school, they're not going to get to really test themselves because they're going to be playing against subpar, mediocre talent. And come draft day, it's going to hurt you. So I think it kind of balances out.
Now, when you say it's going to hurt you, just a little pushback for the sake of conversation. Play devil's advocate for a minute.
Okay.
What about Steve McNair? Did it hurt his draft stock? What about
a little?
Like you had Mean Joe Green wasn't all black, but before
there's been plenty.
The 60s and the 70s, the brothers was only going to those schools, man.
Right, but let me ask you this: other than Steve McNair, how many players ever in the history of the NFL draft have went top 10 coming from HBCU?
We got Walter Payton,
What pick did Peyton get drafted?
I think he was like the third or fourth pick.
Okay,
That's pretty high. That's pretty high.
yeah, that is.
I would have to go to Google for that information, but you know, it ain't something that I can't do.
Right. But what I'm saying is, no matter how good you are at that school, had you done the same shit at a larger university,
you might have been number one.
You'd have been number one. Now,
You're right. You're right.
So you're going to sacrifice there, but if you're a D-back, why not learn from prime time?
You know, I think that, you know, when anytime you're starting out something, you're gonna have your growing pains. But I think primetime is an excellent choice, and the way he's revered and loved, if he can get in the head, because you like Michael Strahan was from he was from a D2 school. But if primetime can get in with some other brothers and say, look, man, we got made millions, man. It's time to give back. Why don't you go over to Grambling? Why don't you go over to Alcorn State? You know, get some other players like Primetime that are in coaching and that they can build these schools back up, you know, let's get some donations, fix the weight room. Let's make this a project. Oprah Winfrey, kick in. Jay-Z, kick in. You know what I mean? They can do something major, man. This could be the start of something huge because you got to crawl before you can walk. And it won't never work if we don't try it. You know, if we don't give this an honest effort, man.
MayLay, you're bugging. And let me tell you why. Primetime can recruit. We'll just say he brings in the number one recruiting class in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They can go 13-0 and won't get a inkling of an opportunity to play for a national championship.
Nah, not with Dion back there. No way.
No, what he's saying is that he's right. They ain't gonna let them play Alabama, Ohio. They're not gonna knock. You ain't gonna see Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Jackson State.
I mean, it's going to take
Notre Dame's getting in there. They got too much bread. They bring.
I mean, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. These black colleges got to get their respect, and then from there, eventually they'll
down the road they could. Down the road they could, because if Dion, let's just say Dion go ahead and say, you know what, I'm gonna do the damn thing, and he get 15 of the ESPN top 300. He get 15 top 100, man, and he bring in some bad boys.
There's so much politics in sports.
There may be a chance that they say, man, these boys are so loaded. Let's give them a shot. It could happen.
MayLay, they won't even give non-Power 5 schools that are major D1 an opportunity to play. Do you honestly think that they would let a black college play? Now,
maybe 10, 15 years from now.
Well, 10, 15 years from now, you better hope that it's more than 4 teams getting invited to the playoffs. Now, if they expanded to 16 teams or something where they can say, well, we're going to take the best group of 5 and the best HBCU and the best Division II team and making some shit like that, maybe. Other than that, they don't stand a chance, man. They don't generate enough revenue. It's not going to happen.
I agree with you. That's why I'm saying it's going to take it'll take a whole lot, man. You know, like I said, because at the end of the day, we also can't forget about the boosters and that money that they chipping them boys on the side. Now, if like the state of Michigan, they just enacted a law that college athletes are allowed to make money on their likeness. That shit start. The dam is leaking, man. It's getting ready to burst, man. They're going to start paying these college athletes, man, because what LaMelo Ball did and what they're doing in basketball, they're getting ready to. I think the NBA is going to get rid of the one and done, man. Bronny James and them is going to benefit from that. They're getting ready to start letting them go back from high school. College, the NCAA got to realize they're on the goddamn respirator right now, man. Especially college basketball, man. It's on the respirator. If they don't start letting these kids get some of them billions that they're generating, man, they're going to start going overseas. They're going to be going to the G League, man, because they can get paid right out of high school, man. So why would I come to Duke or North Carolina? That mystique is dying off, man. You know what I mean? The mystique of going.
It's about time. I'm happy to see that. Take the power away from them. You know.
Me too, man, because they're all making money.
Too much politics in sports. I hate that.
The main players that are the reason for the money, they're not getting a dime. They're not even getting a college education because any basketball player that's going to the NBA, unless you're like an Obi Toppin, you play at Dayton and you have a phenomenal senior year, you're not sticking around for 4 years, man. Zion Williams was never going to get a college degree and an NCAA championship in the same year. One and done, you know what I mean? They gotta realize these kids got to get some money, man. Because there's agents, there's too many people around these kids to know the amount of wealth that they're generating, man. And they're gonna slide the money. You know what I mean? They're going to slide the money, man. You're gonna go play for Dion at Jackson State. Or you're gonna come to Alabama where we're gonna give you, we give you $5,000-$10,000 every couple of weeks. Slide you, make sure you're okay. You know what I mean? You seen that shit with the college basketball players. Cam Newton's dad, it's funny because how they did him, he said, man, I need $150,000 to even think about Mississippi State. And then he went to Auburn. So Cam's dad, they got paid. Shit, Eric Dickerson he still laughs about it, man. What they bought that motherfucker a Trans Am. He had that Burt Reynolds Trans Am with the Firebird on the hood, man.
Hey, MayLay, let me say this. With the white folks at the universities getting all the money and they're making money off the young brothers' sweat and all that shit and their fame and livelihood and all that shit, I do agree that it's only right for the players to get something.
That's a fact.
However, the drawback is the minute you start allowing these young college niggas to start getting paid from outside sources, you're inviting in the opportunity for motherfuckers to start throwing games, taking bribes, and you not be able to prove it because they can say that they paid them for something else.
Hold on, though. That's already that's gonna, by them paying the players, that's going to make them not want to take the bribe because they're making money. You're going to risk taking a $5,000 bribe to throw this game when we're already paying you, or are you going to throw the game because we're giving you nothing?
MayLay, everybody, listen. You got at least 100 and something niggas on a collegiate football roster. All them niggas ain't getting paid, man, because everybody's likeness ain't being used. The second and third string nigga, they're not getting nothing. So they're not going to
be in a position.
They getting a free education. That's good enough.
They're not going to be in a position to throw the game.
Why not?
Because they're second and third string. They're not even playing.
You could be first string and not be that nigga. I'm gonna give you an example.
But they can do that now.
Listen, let's go back 6 years when Ohio State won the first college football playoff.
Hold on, Derb. Let me just say this. If you are not one of them players that's getting money, then you can't now all of a sudden pop up with $10,000 or a new ride and say, I got the money from legitimate sources because you're not balling. You're not generating, your jersey sales ain't generating no revenue. So you can't now throw a game and say, I got this from legitimate sources. The ones that I could throw a game is the ones that's saying I got the money from legitimate sources, but they're getting bread that it's not worth it.
All right, well, let's just use Bama, since we talked about Bama or Ohio State. Now, Justin Fields, if they were getting paid right now, would be one of the niggas getting paid.
Right.
However, 6 years ago, when Cardale Jones came out of nowhere to become that nigga and lead him to a national championship, Cardale Jones might have said, fuck that shit, and they offered that nigga $30,000 to throw that game. He might have threw that motherfucker. And you might not understand any of that shit, but if the niggas from Cleveland and a local car dealer in Cleveland can say, man, they could put up a billboard and say, okay, man, they're using him to sell used vehicles. You don't know what the fuck they paid him or didn't pay him. Alabama, just like you said, they just now start getting good quarterbacks. So when they had a phenomenal team and garbage quarterbacks, the quarterback is the main nigga that can throw the game. And the quarterback has never been the face of their franchise. So who better to throw a game than a nigga playing quarterback that feels he's the most important but ain't getting no credit, and all these other niggas is getting the money, all the fame, all the credit. Why wouldn't he throw it?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, if what you're saying is to be true with the throwing of the games and all that, they gonna do it now. They would be doing it now because they ain't got nothing. I understand what you're saying. It opens the window to make the opportunity look like the money was legit, so they'll throw a game. So, you know, when you say this is how we're going to cover it up so you don't get no blowback, it do open the door for a better cover. But, you know, you that's just something you got to deal with because them guys need paid, man.
Right, but everything you do in life, you have to think about a cover, and the object of doing it is to not get paid, man. I mean, to not get caught. So if this allows you the opportunity to make it blend in and seem legitimate, so I can do this and get away with it now, more people gonna try to get away with it. Listen, don't forget this, man. Hey, I hope it don't sound like reverse racism and all that shit, but a lot of the time with young niggas, the more you give them, the more they expect, the more they feel they're entitled to. You give a motherfucker an inch, they want a mile.
You give a motherfucker a rope, he want to be a cowboy.
Right. You and you're giving this to a lot of motherfuckers who come from nothing, man. And it's legit. What? Like, we'll just use the homie Terrell Pryor. He didn't think nothing was wrong with getting tattoos and letting motherfuckers giving rent-a-cars and all that shit. He didn't feel like he was doing nothing wrong. But he was. At the end of the day, you knew what it was. When Chase Young took that motherfucking bread so his bitch could go to the Rose Bowl or whatever the fuck, he knew what the fuck he was doing. He knew it was wrong. He didn't give a fuck.
Hey, but had they been paying him, he might not have did that.
Oh no, he definitely wouldn't. He wouldn't have had to do it.
That's what I'm saying. So TP, I think TP got the rawest deal in the history of American sports, man, because he traded helmets and game pants and jerseys and shit.
His own
tattoos.
personal memorabilia.
Yeah, for tattoos. And when he got to the NFL, they suspended him for 5 weeks and took 5 game checks for something that he did. And he wasn't even under contract with them.
Right. Yeah, that was some sucker shit.
That right there, he should be able to sue them, man, and recoup that money because that wasn't part of the NFL bargaining agreement. How did the union let that happen to him, huh?
I mean, I'm quite sure he probably had somebody speak up on his behalf and they
No, I think at the time, man, the way he didn't get drafted and he went in the supplemental draft, he just agreed to whatever they said because he wanted to get drafted. He wanted to get drafted, man, you know. So I think he just took it, man.
Yeah, sometimes you know what it is. Sometimes when you coming from nothing, you'll grab on or leash on to the first thing you know what, I'm gonna take this deal. You know, but then you got some people that'll sit there and wait before they jump the gun. You know, if the money ain't, or if the situation ain't sounding the way it's supposed to sound, then I'm not leeching on it. But if it's gonna generate something, all right, I'm with it.
Hey, let me ask you this, MayLay. Let me ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, say me and you both go to Ohio State, all right? And I had a hell of a year. I'm a Heisman candidate. You're an incoming true freshman, and you're my backup. First, second game of the season, I'm getting paid $80,000. You ain't getting shit. So I'm living high on a hog. I'm arrogant. I'm talking big shit. I get hurt. And now here it is. You're producing the same as I was, and you ain't getting shit.
Hey, well, you know, the way it's not about them handing out money to you because you're Shep and you're nice. It's off your likeness. So basically, if you are being a spokesman for Schluegel car sales, Bidoko's banana split shop, you know what I mean? You're getting deals off of your history. That backup quarterback, hey, if he come in balling, his jersey sales might go up. He might catch a little deal. And then you got to throw in this, man. If we're both at Ohio State, we're telling you from the ripper, listen, we got a car dealership. We got a deal already set up for you, man. Even though you the backup, we're going to make you the face of Nate the Great's Burger Shack. Nate got a deal already set up for you. So when you come here, yeah, you might not be getting no PT, but we're going to lace you up because they paying all them incoming freshmen to sign with them anyway. So now you're going to get the deal. You're going to catch a deal. You know what I mean? The boosters got businesses, man. They're going to sign you up to be a pitch man, even though you're on the bench. So hey, drop now what this is going to do, this is going to have a lot of kids in high school starting to take steroids because now they can get paid at college. So it's not like, you know, when you come out of high school and you get to college, you're getting ready to get that NFL money. And then, you know, after you establish who you are, then the dough start coming in. But shit, when you're a top-notch recruit, you getting paid before you hit campus. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hey, it changed.
Let me ask you this. You said it's going to affect college basketball the most. What if you have a couple star players on the team and they might be the niggas getting all the buckets and their pictures is on the programs and season tickets and all that shit, but the team got a Draymond Green type nigga on the team that's really the guts and the glue of the team, but that nigga's jersey ain't nowhere because that nigga averaged 4.5 points a game, but he doing all the other shit.
Hey,
that shit gonna cause some jealousy and dissension and all types of shit, man. Like, I think they deserve to get paid, but that shit has to be, it has to be like regulated and regulated thoroughly.
The thing about it is this, man. That's the American way, man. I can't shit what you eat. So, you know, I can't pocket watch you. I got to be on my shit. I got to step my game up, man. And what I need to do is ball out. I can't worry about what you doing, what you getting. Because even in the NFL, you got Big Ben making $34 million. And you got James Washington making 1.7 or 800,000. That's the same in any industry. You know what I mean? You're gonna have people making more than others, man. If you spending your time being jealous, then that's on you, man. You got to turn up. You know what I mean? You just basically got to become a man a little bit earlier.
No, we understand that, but in the grand scheme of things, when did motherfuckers start minding their business and not worried about the next motherfucker?
That's what I'm saying. So that's already existing because on the college level, you balling, you getting all the bitches. You getting all the interviews after the game. You know what I mean? It's already going on some level. It's for you to realize, man, I got to turn up.
Hey,
turn up.
Hey, MayLay, listen, man, it's been real. My battery blinking on my laptop.
All right.
Joint about to shut off on me, man. I'll catch you after you know what I mean, after the weekend festivities and see what type of upsets and dumb shit happen tomorrow or whatever. And I'll be ready to, you know what I mean, blow your doors off again or something.
Hey, well, Mo Shep, man, I want to thank you for coming through to the Pittsburgh Steelers Untold Truth Serum. It's been real having you on, bro. Appreciate you for stopping through, man. And we do it again, man. Any shout outs you want to give or anything before you roll?
Nah, not really, man. But you know what I mean, give a shout out to Nate the Great and Militant Minded, whatever. But a little suggestion. We lightweight started off on the Steelers shit and spitting all the real shit that the Pittsburgh paper ain't gonna print, the shit that the reporters ain't gonna talk about. But we kind of lightweight went platinum and traveled in a bunch of different directions. So my only suggestion would be, instead of a long, drawn out joint like this where we just go platinum and go ham on the mic, we shorten them and stick to the script. Hey, go a half hour. If it's gonna be a half hour, make it a half hour of nothing but and
his battery must have went dead. Yeah, man, Nate, man. Hey, as he said, man, back to the script. them goddamn college kids deserve the money, man. They definitely deserve the money.
But it's always but you know, with me, like I said, it's a mixed bag, MayLay, like, because it's just like he was saying too. You got some that you give them an inch and they go all the way out the window with it. But you got some who are humble and just hungry, and those humble, hungry ones be sitting in the back, or sometimes they almost go to wasted talent. It's like that with every sport, though. Like you could be exceptionally good at what you do, but to them you're not good enough. So
right, yeah, because they at the end of the day, even though they're gonna hand out the money, they're gonna give you as least amount as possible.
Yeah,
they could get you to come and play for free. That's what the NCAA doing. They holding on to all the money long as they can, man. You know, it is what it is, man. Even if all the kids don't get money, man, at least some of them are, man. You know, there are faces out there, man. There are kids that literally carry the program, man. And if you are the reason that who's the score? St. John's. If you are the reason St. John's make it to the Final Four, you deserve a little bread, man. Because St. John's University about set to make millions, man. They go to the Final Four, they making millions, man. They got that. The NCAA got that TV deal with CBS. You know, whatever teams get to the Final Four, those schools get a nice paycheck, man. They're making the NCAA tournament generates billions of dollars, man. That's a $2 billion tournament, man. Yeah. There's enough money to go around to give everyone on the team $5,000. You know, we make the NCAA tournament, man. Everybody get a nice little something.
Yeah, that would be the good thing to a degree, but it's never like that, especially when it comes to college, man. You know, it's like they want you to. It's like, they want you to be the face of the franchise, but they ain't willing to do something. But I feel that's something that should be overwritten eventually because and I would say that in any sport, but it's just we know that's not going to happen. But
Right.
they feel like this. You gotta really earn your keep. If you want this money, or even if we throw you something, you gotta be able to come out and produce. If you can't produce on a regular, can't do nothing. But
Then you
if
got
you
to
can
go.
produce and if you can produce to an exceptional level, then maybe we could talk about something. Even if it's not money wise, we could talk about some sort of perks for you while you here.
Yeah, man, they got to get that bread up, man. They got to get that bread up, dog. But yeah, Nate, man, I'm gonna thank you for coming through, man. I'm gonna wind this thing down, man. I'm tired in the mug, man.
Yeah, man. I'm
2
about to
hours.
get myself ready for work, man. Shit.
Oh, you got to go in tonight, Nate.
Yeah, another late night as usual. So
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Nate, coming through, man, holding the panel down, man. Any
yeah,
shout out
man.
before you roll out?
Yeah, man. You already know, man. Salute to the brother Shep, man. I mean, yeah, he definitely a wild boy. Yeah, y'all cool. Salute to the whole borough, and hope everybody have a prosperous 2021, man. Let's make this shit work.
All right, Nate. I appreciate you coming through, bro. Until the next time, man. I'ma holler at you, man.
Yeah, man. All day.
All right, Nate. Be safe.
All
Hey,
right.
man, I want to thank my man Mo Shep for coming through, man. Gracing my panel for the first time, man. Kicking that black and gold Steeler Nation knowledge, man. We're gonna do it again, man. Always love to my boy Nate the Great, man. Coming through, man. Politicking on the sports tip. And for the first time coming up, militant minded, man. You know what I mean? Militant, man. We're gonna have to get you up here again, dog, and really chew the fats, man, on sports, man. Cause for real, sports is my first love too, man. That's my shit, man. I could talk sports all day and night, man. It's content everywhere when it comes to sports, man. So I'm definitely with that, man. So salute to Mo Shep, salute Nate the Great, salute Militant Minded. Thanks for those that came through in the chat. The numbers wasn't huge tonight, but it ain't always about numbers, man. It was quality, man. And we talk good sports, man. So those that are in the sports, I'm start giving sports more shine on my channel, man. So it is what it is, man. Love the Steelers, man. We got a big game tomorrow, even though I know Cleveland gonna beat us, but hopefully they won't. So I just want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and share the video, man. It's MayLay all day. I want to tell everyone Happy New Year. I hope 2021 brings you lots of wealth and great health. And again, till we meet again, stay safe in these streets, man. It's MayLay all day, and I'm gone.